Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Jordan Davies, founder of Complete Performance. Jordan will be sharing more about her founding journey and giving us a glimpse into plans for future growth. Jordan, welcome to Founders Future. Such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Me too. Let's dive into this. So, with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning of their journey. So, if you don't mind briefly taking me back to what it was you was doing before you started up the company, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Yes. So my husband and I are co-owners, and we met at the gym. And then I graduated. During grad school, I started working at a group fitness gym. I fell in love with it, even though I told my college professor I would never in my entire life be a personal trainer. And I decided to move on to a corporate fitness setting. And during that time, we got this amazing offer to run a gym out of subleasing somebody's space. And my
Amazing.
husband and I decided we had this pipe dream of starting something together, probably 5, 10 years down the road. And we kind of said, this is what we got. We have to take advantage of this. And we're really grateful we did because we started 6 months before the pandemic. So to kind of have that footing underneath us is probably one of the things that made us as strong as we are, because you get all the people who know, like, and trust you and who are willing to kind of go to bat with you through a
Yeah.
global pandemic. And that is really how we got to this point today. And I love the people. We have the majority of those people who signed up with us still here with us today, and we're grateful for it.
I love that. And I love that it's a family affair as well. So, really like everyone in the trenches working together, the same goal, same
Absolutely.
ambition.
Yeah,
Really cool.
my both of my parents are clients here. My brother-in-law is a client here. We've trained his sister and her husband. I mean, we've trained so many family members, and we have so many families here that family fitness was really kind of the driving force behind this.
Beautiful. And I love that because fitness should be about family. A lot of people have that thing when
Mhm.
it comes to fitness. It's about making your body amazing, aesthetics. Let's do
Yeah.
this. It's all about competition and looking brilliant. But it's not. It's
Yeah.
such a good tool for everything. Just mindset, teamwork, camaraderie. Like there's so much that goes into sports that just kind of gets overlooked sometimes. And it's seen as this like ruggish man center, and it's not. It's so much more to that. So let's dive into it a little bit more. So when it comes to, obviously you mentioned there with the great timing when it came to the pandemic, just accidentally good timing. Did you kind of take advantage of that as well and switch to maybe some online training and online fitness as well, or are we still kind of in present in the studio and in the gym?
Yeah. I won't say that I was the one who first started it, but I was one of the first ones to move right into Zoom.
Mm,
Maybe it was a little bit of that panic mindset of this is such a new business, I don't want to lose it. But I was very committed to providing as much value as I could, even while we couldn't open our doors. So
mm,
Minnesota actually had one of the longest closures of any state in terms of fitness centers in the US. And I hopped right on Zoom. We ran a normal schedule in our living rooms. We had people who had weights, we had people who had nothing, we had people lifting kids and dogs. And I mean, we just really adapted as quickly as we could to keep our members moving.
beautiful. I love it. I was at home lifting water bottles, so I know the step. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
So let's dive into then what it looks like today. So walk me through like who at this point would you say is your ideal client, ideal customer? Who do you really love to work with? And then
Yeah.
from there, how is it you support them and what offers do you provide to them?
Our ideal client is really the active family, right? The mom and the dad who want to be a role model for their kids, and the kids
Mm,
who want to improve in their sport, or some of them don't even want to get better at sport. They just want to learn how to be comfortable in the weight room as well. And so we really want people who are in this mindset of family first and
yeah.
not just doing this. Yeah, the kids maybe look at this as they're only doing this for their sport and getting better, but for the mom and dad who are doing this, yes, for themselves, right? You mentioned aesthetically and how important that is, and that's such a driving force for so many people, but to also want to do that for the longevity of
Yeah.
themselves and what they have with their kids and their future grandkids and whatever they want to do in life.
Yeah, I love it. And it is just setting up, especially when you're getting your kids involved as well, it's setting them up for such a good life and such a good longevity moving forward and just all that knowledge they'll have from a young age, that how important it is to look after your body, the confidence you get from it as well. It's just a whole circle that we could really tangent into. Um, And so have you still kind of, are you still running the both? Like obviously in-person fitness and then the online as well, that kind of stayed since
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, I do still coach. I have about 50 clients remotely. And
Mm.
that's one thing. Now that we have really grown in person, we're looking to expand in our remote atmosphere as well. Um, we don't run it quite the same as we did with COVID. I'm not on Zoom 5 times a day. But we still have really great resources for our clients to use so that even if I'm really popular in West Virginia in the United States here. And so to make them feel like they're still a part of our community here, whether that be through challenges, whether that be through our team app,
Mm.
they still feel like they're a part of the family feel that we want to create within these four walls.
I love it. So really making it inclusive and just part of the journey, whether you're remote or actually in Minnesota itself, which is really
Yes.
cool.
Yep.
And how do you go about acquiring your customers then? So like in terms of like channels or methods, what are you really finding most effective in finding those
Yeah.
people to work with?
Referrals are always the best source for us. I mean, the joke is that it starts with one family member, and then before you know it, we'll have the full family in. One of my favorites is I started with uh, one client, and then I took on her husband, her mom, her brother, her two kids. I have her neighbors down the street. So like that's a great source.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, Google is actually our biggest source of leads. I think that we do a really good job of keeping our Google business listing popular and active so that new people are finding us on Google, and that's been the hottest way for people to find us lately.
Amazing. And do you run any form of like ads or SEOs to try and just really bump up in Google as well?
We do run SEO, but we don't run any ads.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
So a really nice referral base coming in, and as you say, just keeping on top of the website, keeping up on top of Google, and taking it from there. Would
Yep.
you look to maybe, as you mentioned, to grow online? Would you be looking to add kind of any form of like social media ads, or even just increasing like Instagram or Facebook as well, just on the
Yeah.
organic side?
I do a lot of posting on Facebook and Instagram, and I think
Beautiful.
that does help. But with this next year, we really do want to tap into that ad marketing and see what
Yeah,
we can grow in terms of our online presence.
amazing. And then obviously as well, I know you mentioned that your husband is a co-founder. So
Mhm.
like, what does the team dynamic look like within the company?
He knows who the boss is.
So not him.
Uh, he wants to coach. He is one of the
Love
most
it.
technically profound coaches I've ever met, and I I love coaching, but I also love building a community. And so
Mm.
we kind of, as we started to grow and we were looking to bring people on, we realized that I'm much more suited for the business front and he's much more suited to stay in that training role. And I still train 12 to 15 hours a week and I get to be much more selective in who I train, but I do enjoy growing the business.
I love that. I like that you have the like just the comfortable split as well. It's like the yin and the yang. It's like, no, I'm very happy to take the coaching. I'm very happy to have the
Yeah.
operation side of things and just take on the business front. That's really cool.
And don't let you think like there are some headbutting sessions
I can
sometimes. Like,
imagine.
it
I can
definitely
imagine.
it definitely happens. We definitely have things where I step on his toes or he steps on mine, but that's part of any relationship and
Yeah,
that's what
it
you have
is.
to
It's
grow through. Yeah.
exactly that. You just have to kind of roll with the punches and just make sure it's not personal. It's
Yes.
different. So just
Yep.
move on. And do you have other coaches as well within the gym or other personal trainers that you work with?
We do. We have three coaches here. We have one who does all of our morning sessions for our large group sessions, and then we have two guys who kind of split between athletes and adults at nights.
Awesome, amazing stuff. So then let's move on to the plans for the future. So we obviously mentioned they're kind of looking for the online space, but what are your plans for the next 6 to 12 months? Where do you kind of, when you think about scaling the business, what is the vision you have in your brain? What does it
Yeah,
look
so in the next year, we really want to, like I said, grow that online presence. We have just kind of revamped a meal planning software for all of our clients, which is a way
like?
for us to really level up in this
Yeah.
space and to really be able to simplify that nutrition front. And we are going to, in the next week or so, finish up the same thing in terms of training as well. So we're just really, in the immediate present, kind of fine-tuning those skills and those
Mm.
tools that we have so that we can really level up. But I would love to be expanding. I mean, I have clients in West Virginia, in Texas, in Washington, all over the United States. And to really be able to expand that and have more of a reach across that to make this community kind of nationwide would be
Yeah.
something that I'm really hoping to do in this next year.
I love that. That's so cool. And it is like fitness is seen as that community. So if you can just have like different groups of communities all over the country, like it will just be amazing.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about fitness as well is even if it's online or in person, is you meet so many friends. So just having that like-minded camaraderie as well is always such a great space to be in. Um, with regards to obviously the holistic approach as well, I think is an amazing thing to add on top, just looking into the nutrition as well as obviously the fitness side of things. But where are you finding maybe like the biggest challenge for yourself in
Yeah.
getting everything set up and taking that next step?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, right, is now managing my time and my coach's time, right? Of
Yeah,
there's only so many hours in a day, and I have coaches who their job is not my job. What they do here is not their primary job. And
gotcha.
so they have other commitments and they have certain number of hours that they want to work. And so being able to manage and keep everyone happy in what they want to do, as well as continuing to help us grow. And I think
Yeah,
we're in the right position in who we know and how we can kind of branch out and add more coaches to our staff when we reach their limits. But um, it's that's one of the biggest challenges right now is I work a lot. I work a lot. I have got a little boy who I know that at this stage, like he wants nothing more than to spend time with mom and dad. But mom's got to work and mom works a lot of hours. But when I'm there, I get to be fully present with him. And when I'm at work, it's time to really dial in and buckle down because we got a business to grow.
yeah. We got to crack on. And that is one of the part and parcels, isn't it, of being a founder and obviously running your own company is juggling your time. Where can I have time for my family? You know, where do I have time for my own fitness and my own health? Just to
Yeah.
make sure everything else runs smoothly. It's like fitting it all in. Um, Amazing. And like when it comes to scaling a business, what would you say is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
I think pouring into the people that you serve is most important, and those people will always return that. I think so many people, they are so keen on finding that next lead and that next person to bring into the door. And in the reality, it's these are the people that are already here, that have already committed to you. They already support you. They're already here to kind of leave everything they have for you. And I just want to continue to provide a great service for them because I know that if I continue to do that, they're going to tell their friend, they're going to post on social media, they're going to help me grow in that as well.
Yeah, it's so true. And I love that mindset as well because a lot of founders think the same way. And then Jordan, I have one final question to ask you before we log out. So, if you could go back to a younger self, maybe at the start of your own entrepreneurship journey, and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now, but that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
Uh, I would really value the the networking experience more. I think in a gym where we really value family and community, being in our actual community around here, networking and meeting other business owners, being a part of chambers of commerce and
Yeah.
knowing those people, I think could have only helped us grow faster. And now that I'm a part of it, I have so many more people that have come into our circle who just love what we do and want to be a part of it as well. And I'm grateful that I have now, but I just think of, wow, if I would have done this 5, 6 years ago, what would that have looked like?
Yeah, just jumping in sooner. But Jordan, beautiful stuff, and I think you're on a way to success anyway. So let's not dwell on too past too much. But thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to work with you or connect with you if they would like to do so?
Yeah, so you can always visit our website, www.completeperformancemn, M as in Minnesota, N as in the abbreviation of Minnesota, .com. Or you can find me on Instagram at Jordan_CP coach. Those are the best two ways for people to get a hold of me. I'm all over Facebook and LinkedIn, but those are the best ways that people find me and can get a hold of me to continue coaching.
Beautiful, amazing. And thank you again for joining us. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go and check out Jordan and all the amazing work that she's up to. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future by wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing and we will see you on the next one.